Hello, my name is Andrew Kinney. I'm a Social Security Disability attorney at Hoglund Law Offices, headquartered in Roseville, Minnesota. I started helping people with Social Security disability claims back in 1992. I currently help over 500 people with their Social Security hearings per year. This video asks a question a lot of people have. When should I apply for Social Security disability or SSI benefits? This information is general. It's important to get personalized legal help if you plan to apply for Social Security, but what I want this video to do is guide you in a way that would prompt you to think about certain things as you consider applying for Social Security benefits. First of all, work is better than these benefits. You make more money, and it's better to be able to work if at all possible. Sometimes, though, that isn't possible. I would advise people to first talk with their doctors if your ability to work because of medical problems is compromised. That's the first discussion to have, depending on what's wrong, is should I continue working at the rate I am? Should I cut down my hours? Should I stop working? Those may be the first signals that you would consider applying for Social Security disability. One of the things when someone calls our office we first ask is, are you currently working now? And how much you're making per month before taxes. So that would mean gross. Social Security has a rule called substantial gainful activity. What that means is Social Security has an amount that they allow for each year for someone to make. If they're making a certain amount or more, that means they're currently working and they cannot apply for benefits. Or if they have a present claim ongoing and they return to work, we cannot argue disability for that time frame. There are more rules about it, but in essence, substantial gainful activity is a monthly earnings amount. This year, it's $1,550, and so generally about $1,500 in 2024. If you are currently making, let's say, $1,600 or more before taxes, you cannot apply in that month for Social Security disability benefits. And if you think you are going to make less soon, you can contact an attorney. It's good to think about these things, but ultimately know that you cannot get an application in any month where you're earning that or more, regardless of the hours you're working. I had a recent hearing where someone applied. They were not able to work, but they were able to return to work in under a year. That's another standard, is whatever is wrong with the medical problems, you need to expect them to last a year or more. And person I helped recently returned to work in under a year from when she stopped working, and her earnings were too high. So we withdrew from that hearing because she was able to return to work, and I'm glad for that. So in other words, we usually ask when someone calls, are you currently working, and when did you last work? Those are the fundamental questions. Another question you should ask is, what medical problems affect your ability to work? These are the main issues that you find makes it difficult to do whatever you're doing. It can be a back problem, it can be a shoulder problem, it can be a depression or anxiety, but whatever the issues are, there are some main issues that limit you. And I'll contrast that with someone that might have hypertension. If there are no symptoms from hypertension, that's good. Your doctors will track it. But Social Security is focused on medical problems that limit your ability to function physically or emotionally. Think of what those problems are. Now, when you think of the medical problems that are affecting your ability to work, the next question is, and what we ask is, are you getting treatment for those problems? The goal for all treatment is to get better and not need to apply for Social Security, of course, but the key here is ongoing treatment is essential. Social Security will assume that with good medical treatment, things might be better. If you do not currently treat for your medical problems, we will have no evidence of how things are now and how you are limited. A classic example, and this is years ago, someone called and says that he's had migraines for over 10 years, but he hadn't seen a doctor in the 5 years before calling us. We don't have any medical proof of the ongoing problems that are obvious to him. So in other words, I recommend, even if a problem is chronic, I recommend that you see doctors even for a problem that maybe doctors can't help with. There might be a new treatment, but we need medical proof of how things are affecting you now, even if it's an old thing, because Social Security is going to look at when work ended, and roughly the year before work ended, they'll look at medical treatment and look at treatment notes and look at physical exams and evaluate how you're limited physically, or Social Security will look at psychological treatment or psychiatric treatment and look at what you're reporting as how severe depression or anxiety are or other symptoms, and look at conclusions from your providers. So you need treatment to help you, but also you need treatment to prove how bad things are with the medical problems that affect your ability to work. Another thing clients wonder about is, how long will my medical problems last? I helped someone today who had a fractured femur. Clearly, they won't be able to work for perhaps 3 to 6 months, but Social Security standard is, would you be unable to work due to the medical problem or problems for 1 year or more in a row, or 12 months in a row? Some of these issues are significant enough that you would know on the front end within a short period of time. A stroke is an example where within a short period of time, a neurologist would let you know, hopefully you recover fully or almost fully, but at some point, if you're deciding should you apply for benefits, you would talk with doctors about recovery from a significant event or a heart attack, for example. So in other words, some problems we would know you would get better within a year. I've seen, for instance, breast cancer diagnosed, treated, and recovery from treatment within a year. I've seen people denied because thankfully within a year, under a year, they were better. But in any event, it's good to apply for Social Security benefits when you think your problems might last a year. You do not need to wait a full year out of work to apply. That's an error. One of the things that I want you to take from this video is everyone's situation is different. And whenever an attorney's office is evaluating whether they can help you, the key here is that you make sure to be clear about what's wrong when you first talk with our office or someone else's office. The other thing that's part of this is make sure to be clear with your doctors about what's wrong. If you hold things back or are worried perhaps of bothering a doctor, or perhaps maybe you're worried about how severe the symptoms are, anything you don't tell doctors essentially isn't going on. So make sure to be clear with your doctors about your symptoms and how difficult they are and how they limit you. And in turn, if you want to apply for Social Security benefits, make sure to be clear with whoever would help you with that. If this video has been helpful, feel free to comment below. And again, if you have a personal situation, don't comment below on it. You can call our offices if you wish, or some other lawyers' offices. Hoglund Law Offices is at 651-628-4001. And again, this is Attorney Andrew Kinney. Thank you.